My name is Chef Blue, and I'm in charge of this kitchen. There's many things that I want to do to expand this kitchen, but you may not agree with me. I know what I want, but we need to realize that there's 100 new residents coming in. Yes, the increase of our residents, that's right. How much money do we have for this renovation? I will add everything to the list and we can chat about it and we'll see how much you want to expand and how much money we will need just to get an idea of what costs we'll need, and then we can go from there. So my first priority that I want is a pan rack, and I want it overhead and with lots of hooks, and so I'll be able to add all my pans and hang them. I really want that. Do you want to add that to the list? Okay, so we can keep adding things to the list, and I can just decide which is the most priority, and we can discuss it further and go from there. Can you ask him how much how much money does he think that everything's going to cost for the expansion? Okay, I'll ask. Actually, let me wait on that. I'm not going to ask him yet. I'll hold and we'll discuss that in a minute. So I want to add on the far wall and all the way around to the right wall. I want that to be expanded for my kitchen. How much space do you think that I will need to be added for that addition?
You're probably going to need around, I'd say about another 75 to 100 square feet.
Square feet. Okay. Oh, wow. This is great. Right now, my kitchen is so tight and I can barely walk through and do the daily things that I need to do in this kitchen. It's so small and so narrow. This is going to add so much more elbow room. I'm going to be able to walk throughout. I'm going to get so much more done. And before, when it's been so narrow and small, it's just been really frustrating and really inconvenient. Yeah, that's why we do need to realize that we are adding 100 new residents. So this new space and expansion is going to match the needs for that. Yes, exactly. Okay, so we really need a new freezer. And if you don't mind, I would really like to be able to walk in and have a larger freezer that's a walk-in freezer.
I think that would be a good idea for the number of residents you're getting ready to add to your facility. Now, would you want access to that through the kitchen, or would you prefer an outside door?
It needs to be connected to the kitchen. Because when I need something and I'm busy, I need it right now. I can walk in, grab what I need, and leave the freezer and get started to work right away.
Okay, that sounds good. We've been building a new product. It's a walk-in cooler and walk-in freezer. Would they be of interest to that?
See, that would be so perfect. If I need something at night and I can go in, walk in, grab something from the freezer shelf, transfer it over to the cooling shelf, and then in the morning it'll be thawed and ready to go. Perfect. So is the 2-in-1 cooler and freezer, that's cheaper, right?
It's going to add a little bit more to your cost, but with what you need, it sounds like you're going to need more of the convenience.
That is so important. We must have that. I'll add it to my list. Yep. Okay, so you wanted to talk about getting new flooring, and you also wanted to use or um, buy a new microwave and some lighting. Is that correct? Floor, I'm fine with, but if we do replace the floor, I really need to have quarry floor tile. That's important to me. The quarry is just easier to pop up and replace.
Yes. Would you like to add in extra drain holes when you're hosing down the kitchen and cleaning it at night?
Yes, absolutely. So do you want to be able to have windows like it already is right now to be able to see out in your kitchen, or do you just want a solid wall all the way around? Solid wall all the way around, from the front all the way to the right.
Okay, so would he like to remove the existing window here and just go ahead and make that a solid wall?
That window's fine. That can leave it, we can leave it how it is. But maybe another window over here to the right. So I think those windows are fine. That part's fine. Mm-hmm. We'll just leave that. So now we already discussed the freezer and cooler together, which is really cool. And we discussed the pan and the rack for that. And now it's time to discuss a stove. A stove, yes.
Okay. I see you have one already. Would you like to add another one similar, or would you like to get a larger one which is twice that size?
It's a better idea to add one, probably bigger than the one that we have. Yes, I think doubling it to have a much bigger stove would be great, but it's very, very crucial that it's gas. It must be a gas stove. So a flat stove would be great, and I'll be cooking and making the things that I'm working on. And instead of the 6 burners that this one has, I would like to add 4 more burners to it. Yeah, so there'll be about 10 to 12 more burners, or burners altogether, 10 to 12. Okay. Are we good on money, or is this way off? Like I said, we'll figure out the money. I'll add everything to the list.
Now, with that, he's going to have to expand his hood space. Is he comfortable with that?
Yep, no problem at all.
Okay.
It's very frustrating. It takes a long time to clean the stove and hood area. Do you think we'll be able to add some more staff to help wash that and clean?
Might have to put an ad in the paper.
Again, it just depends on the money for the renovations, and I'll add that to the list. So what other things did we discuss adding to the kitchen? I really want to work or to be able to add an island to the kitchen. I think that would be very convenient. It's extremely important to add an island to my kitchen.
Now, we have a few new ones on the market. Some of them come with built-in cutting boards. Would that be of interest?
Oh, wow. That would be awesome, right? Oh, just be able to cut right there on the cutting board. That's so cool. That is really nice when you're cleaning. I agree. It's really hard to be cutting different things like veggies and meat and have to constantly be switching out the boards. So for health reasons, this is a very good idea. Okay, great. I will add that to the list. Is there any more questions that you want to ask? Okay, so are you able to call me and take everything that we've discussed here today and add it to the list and just type it all up and with the prices, and you can send that over to the administrator here, and then he can send it to me, and then we can discuss with each other. Is that a possibility? Okay, I agree. So I was wondering if we could get an estimate of the total cost of everything that we discussed here today. I would just like to know how much everything's going to cost, um, and separated to their individual costs and all together. And additional to that, would you be able to let us know when all these expansions would be able to start and how soon?
I can have you the estimate back, say, in 2 days. And if you decide to accept my company for the project, we could probably start in about a month.
Yeah, he said he'll be able to get that estimate back to us in 2 days. No problem at all. That sounds good. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I hope you can give us a good deal and everything.
I will work on it. Thank you.